When A'ja Wilson steps on the floor, history's always in play. Over her last 6 games, she's been on an absolute tear. 27 points and 7 rebounds in Golden State, 29 and 12 against Seattle, 32 and 20 in the Connecticut game we're focusing on today, including a 30-point, 16-rebound night on the road. And most recently, 34 points on 69% shooting against Dallas. That's a stretch where she's averaging nearly 28 points, 13 rebounds, and elite efficiency. Numbers that would define a career for most players, but for A'ja, it's becoming routine. On August 10th, she dropped 32 and 20 in a statement game and made it look effortless. That's the mark of her greatness, not just putting up big numbers, but doing it night after night without breaking rhythm. In this breakdown, we'll walk through exactly how she built that performance, from early positioning to in-game adjustments, and why it stands out even in one of the most dominant stretches of her career. The Aces came into the game against the Connecticut Sun looking to set a physical tone. Winners of the previous 3 games, A'ja was locked in. She didn't waste time floating around on the perimeter. The first play of the game, she came off a down screen, sprinted to the block, carved out space, and went off glass for 2. The first 2 touches told the whole story. 1 deep seal under the rim for a quick left-hand finish, 1 baseline fadeaway. She established position, rose up, and knocked it down, letting the defense know what type of night they were in for from the start. In fact, Wilson's first quarter was all about establishing herself, and she did it on both ends. Don't forget the Aces looked weak and disengaged just a few games ago when they took the worst loss in franchise history, losing to the Minnesota Lynx 111-58.
None of us saw this coming, but a very impressive performance, to say the least, for Kayla McBride and the rest of the Minnesota Lynx.
On offense, she mixed post moves with face-ups, making it impossible for defenders to predict her next step. On defense, she anchored the paint and tracked every missed shot like it was hers, grabbing 3 rebounds in the opening period. One of those being an offensive board that led to second chance points, and the other 2 were defensive, stalling the opponent's chance to score. By the second quarter, the Sun made their first adjustment, collapsing the paint and showing early help. This is where A'ja's versatility took over. Instead of forcing shots, she stepped out to the high post, caught in rhythm, and hit mid-range jumpers with a quick, compact release. Most importantly, Wilson stayed engaged, finishing the quarter with 7 points and 6 rebounds as the Aces and Sun went into the half tied at 45. Coming out of halftime, she sensed the opportunity to push the game out of reach. She opened the third with a quick bucket on a 17-foot face-up, followed by a putback off her own miss. On the other end, she walled up on defense, forced contested shots, then drove the lane for an and-one layup. 3 possessions of which she either scored or directly influenced the stop, helping her team secure an 8-point lead going into the 4th. As they say in the rap game, 4th frame, same as the 1st. In the 4th quarter, Wilson kept the same intensity. A'ja scored 12 points in the final frame with a mix of power, agility, and speed. 2 plays stood out. With 9:42 left in the 4th, A'ja gets the ball in the post. She faces up, then swings into post-up position, backing Aaliyah Edwards down before hitting her with a dream fake, just missing the turnaround jumper. With 2:19 left, she caught the ball well beyond the arc, squared up, and drove to the paint, hitting a floater over Mabry and Charles. This play isn't flashy, but it shows how well-rounded A'ja Wilson's game is. She can play with her back to the basket, face up, and on top of that, she can hit the floater in traffic a la Steph Curry. This sequence shows just how versatile A'ja Wilson is. She's a 3-level scorer. Whether it's backing down in the post, facing up and creating, or shooting the floater in traffic, she's got every tool in the bag. When you put it all together, the post work, the face-up, the floater, it explains how she closed the 4th the way she did. Which brings us to her final numbers and why this performance hits different. The final line reads 32 points, 20 rebounds, 3 assists, and 2 blocks on 13 of 25 shooting. When you stack a line like that with the way she controlled every possession, it's more than just winning a game. It builds a case. A case for dominance, for legacy, and for where A'ja Wilson sits in the history of the league. Remember, every era has a measuring stick for what we consider great. Right now in the WNBA, that measuring stick wears 22. A'ja Wilson isn't just adding to her resume, she's redefining the standard for greatness in the league. The 32-point, 20-rebound performance on August 10th against the Sun wasn't an outlier. It was part of a run that very few players in league history could even imagine. What do you guys think? Has A'ja already separated herself in the race? Or is there someone else out there you think's in the lead? Drop your thoughts in the comments, hit the like if you enjoyed the breakdown, and subscribe for more deep dives into the biggest performances in women's basketball. Until next time, I'm your host, Dean, and this is The Nine.